Good morning, it's Mrs. Higgins. I wanted to go over place value relationships with you. So pretty much teachers teach what's called the TEKS, and that's TEKS, which stands for Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. It's pretty much a checklist of everything the kiddos need to learn in their grade level. That's like the gist of it. We're required to teach the TEKS and to adjust our lessons according to the kids' needs as long as we're teaching the TEK. So out of all the TEKs in third grade math, they all have their challenges, but I have found in my experience 2 of them being the most challenging, and one of them we learned a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to make a video on it because the kids struggle with it. They struggle with it because it's a hard concept. They haven't learned multiplication yet, and it's like doesn't really make sense, and it's very wordy. And I'll show you what that looks like, but I just want you to know they struggle with it all year, and I have come up with the strategy to help them get through all the wordy answer choices. So I took this from a test question in our textbook. This test question looks just like the ones on the STAR test. So I'll just show you what it looks like. I cut it from a test, but I wrote it a little bigger so you could see it. And it says, and this is what third graders have to understand. So it's a lot. Okay, the scoreboard reported 37,781 fans attended the game. In the number 37,781, how are the values of the 2 sevens related? Okay, it's very, very, very wordy, and that's hard to understand because I've had to explain to the kids that numbers can be related, and they don't understand that because, I mean, we don't talk about relationships when it comes to math, but it's a new concept, and it's very hard to understand. So I wanted to show you how wordy the questions can be, and then here's the answer choices, A, B, C, and D. I went ahead and I wrote out one of the correct answers and one of the incorrect answers because I want to show you what they have to look at and what they have to go through to get the correct answer. It's challenging. So again, what we are trying to accomplish is this number, 37,781, has 2 digits in it that are directly related. And the digits that are correctly related are 37,781 are the sevens. So these sevens are directly related. You as an adult may understand this better than your third grader, but the way they're related is that the value of this 7 is 700 and the value of this 7 is 7,000. So since they're the same digit, they are related. And the way they're related is 7,000 is 10 times bigger than 700. Okay, and I know you understand that, but the kids struggle. So one thing I show them on their place value chart is that to get from 700 to 7,000, they must make a group of 10. So 700 times 10 is 7,000, because if you have a group of 10, 700, you'll get to 7,000. So when you make a group of 10, you can go to the next place value, but they have to be the same digit because one group of 10 is only 10, which doesn't give you 80. So it's only when it's the same digit, okay? So they can also, when they're older, like if this was a 7, these would be related too. Because if I have 7 ones, and I have 100 groups of them, I can get to 700. So it's very confusing, but the gist is if they have any digits that are the same, they're related, and it's how do you make a group of them to get to that place value. Okay, so it's a lot, and they're only like 8 years old, so it's really hard. So this is what their answer choices look like. They're very wordy, and I try to teach them to get through this, you need to make this look like a math sentence, which is like your numbers, your operations, and your equal sign, which is really an equation. But you need to get to an equation to see which one's correct. So, and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of thinking and processing. So if you are going through this with your kiddo, give them a lot of think time because they need to understand what they're reading. Even I'm like, wait, okay, I got to read that again because it's a lot. Okay, so the 7 in the thousands place, so that is 7,000 because the 7 in my thousands place is 7,000. Okay, is means equal because 7,000 is, so 7,000 equals 10 times, so 10 times the value of the 7 in the hundreds place. So the 7 of the hundreds place is 700. Okay, let's go over it one more time. The 7 in the thousands place, so that's 7,000, is, so equals 10 times the value of the 7 in the hundreds place. So I've underlined what they need. 7,000 is 10 times 700. 7,000 is 10 times 700. So then we go over that. And sometimes the kids struggle with multiplication because they don't know how to multiply yet. So what I like to show them is for 10 times 700. So it's 10 groups of 700. So you have to draw 10 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a 700 inside each one of them. Again, this is a very confusing concept. As the year goes on, they see it more because then we start doing multiplication and we practice place value all year. So as the year goes, it clicks more, but in the beginning, it's really tough. So then we'll add all these up, and because multiplication is repeated addition. So if you were to add all these up, you do get 7,000. So this is true, okay? So then let's go to B. Okay, the 7 in the hundreds place, so 700 is 10 times the value of the 7 in the thousands place. Okay, so 700 is 10 times the value of the 7 in the thousands place. So then we go over again in this format, but we do 7,000 inside each circle. Okay, and we'll have the discussion and we'll add them if we have to, but they can pretty much see that if I add 7,000 and 7,000, I get 14,000, and I'm way past this. I'm sorry, I'm way past this, because if I were to change these all to 7,000 to match my new equation, they can quickly see that like these two added together is 14,000, and that's way past 700. And they still have to add all the other ones to see what 7,000 times 10 is. So like I said, it's a very hard concept. I mean, the questions look like this. They're very wordy. It's a lot of reading. It's rereading it several times to understand what you're trying to figure out. Then it's taking your big, long, wordy sentence and making it an equation and seeing if it's correct or not. Please be patient with them as they're learning this. It's very hard. I've even tried showing it with place value blocks, and I don't find it successful. Some kids it works, most kids it don't. This is what I have found has worked the best, but every kid is different. So, okay. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email.